everybody, it's Tim. Welcome back. Another episode of Boone County Beekeeper. Now today is August 10th. It's a Saturday. It's about 11:30 in the day, and been a few weeks since I've been on here, and I apologize for that. But we've been really busy here lately. The last few weeks has been full on, I guess you could say, canning mode. We've been putting things up for the winter. We've canned a bunch of green beans and creamed some corn and made some bread and butter pickles. And actually today I got some apple butter down at my house cooking right now. At least I hope it's still cooking. I hope my house is still standing because nobody's home, but I guess we'll deal with that when we get there. But so I apologize. Winter's been all messed up too. Been a big drought here. We've had a severe drought, and it's been so hot, upper 90s, just dry. Everything's dying. Bees are in dearth. It's not been real good, that's for sure. Now we are starting to see a few things happening. So notice the ironweed is starting to bloom. I see some Joe Pye weed. See a little bit of goldenrod coming on, which these bees here, for whatever reason, they don't really take off on the goldenrod too good. But so I haven't neglected my bees. I've just not been filming. Now I have been up to check on them several times, and I've been feeding them. And I tell you what we want to do here today. I remember on that last video I told you I had one there that I was a little bit worried about. I wasn't seeing a lot of activity, and I did start feeding these girls, and I've actually got two. One's Old Glory, and the other one is the one I was talking about, one right beside of it. They're not eating. They're not eating at all, and everything else is sucking it down. Plenty of activity. Those two colonies, they're not doing much. Now, that tells me something. If you remember, Apivar. We've had Apivar on all these colonies except those two. That's the two that I didn't have nothing on. I have since then put Apivar in, though. They've been on there about 2 weeks. Actually was supposed to take the Apivar off of everything else last Saturday, but with weather, it just didn't provide me a chance. So that's my goal today. Here's what I want to do today. I want to go in here. Apivar is going to come off on everything except those two. And we'll pull a frame here and yonder just to make sure everybody's still laying good, doing all right. I'm looking over, I see the bees that are bearding a little bit. It's just been so hot. It's been terrible hot. So there's not much going on. So I want to do that, get the Apivar out. Old Glory and the one beside, I'm going to hit them real hard today with Oxalic Acid. I want to do that, and then hopefully towards the end of this week, I want to come up and hit everybody with a good oxalic acid treatment. And we're going to feed everybody here today before I leave. And then that's about all that I'm going to do. Try not to disturb them too much. Now, next weekend, good Lord's willing, we're going to start putting some empty foundation on. And we'll keep the feed up against them. And we'll see if we can get us some comb built. You know, comb, that's what make us some honey next year. So that's what we're going to try to do today. So you stick around. I'll get everything rounded up here and get it over there. And we'll see you here in just a minute. All right, guys, hopefully you can see me. This is the first one we want to look at. Now, if you remember, this one here, we requeened it. And I've been putting food on them. I've fed them twice, and they've really been eating their food good. It seemed like the queen was doing real well last time I was in here. It's got Apivar. That Apivar needs to come off. We'll go ahead and I'll just go through here and just jerk them out of there real quick, just kind of see how they look, and we'll move on to the next one. So we'll see what we got here. And yeah, so this one here, they have eaten, in fact, every bit of their food, so that's a good sign. You know, I've told you many times, I think that healthy bees eat and sick bees don't. So these seem to be doing all right. But we'll see what we can do here. Give them a little puff of smoke. Set this feeder out over here. Looking good. I just want to get in here and jerk that. Let's see how much. Oh, they're still a little light, so we're going to have to feed them pretty heavy. We'll have to feed them pretty heavy between now and winter, and we will. We still got plenty of time. So see what happens. Give them a little smoke. Get this now. Hopefully, if you remember, these are the girls that needed an attitude adjustment, and hopefully, I'm hoping they've had one, because well, it's got a little bit of weight to it. Hopefully, they've had an attitude adjustment. We'll just have to wait and see. We'll go ahead and get this Apivar out. There's one. Here's two. Now I'm going to start pretty soon giving everybody some oxalic acid treatments. And we'll see. Let me see if we got anything in here. They still look pretty good, looks like. I don't know what we got. I know these queens is really slowed down. Storing nectar in there. Nectar. Bees look good. So let me see if I can. There's another honey frame right there. I'd like to see a little bit of brood somewhere, but nothing really there. Just storing nectar, looks like. So don't look like they've done a whole lot. So just have to wait and see. I'm not really going to dive too much into all these girls today. I've talked to several people, and they said their queens is pretty much shut down. I believe ours has done the same. But I will say this, they seem to be a little more calm, so that's a good thing. All right. That's a pretty heavy box right there. So Apivar's out of these girls. Actually went over 1 week. Went over 1 week is what I did. And I don't know. Just couldn't get to it with the weather. You can see here I've been feeding. They're storing. That's sugar syrup. And they're looking good. So we'll just let them do their thing, put the feeder back on, we'll move down to the next one. All right. Before I leave here today, I'll give everybody about a gallon of food. See how they do. So, looks like they may have had an attitude adjustment. That's good. See what happens. Okay. So let me move you down. Alright guys, so hopefully you can see that one there. Let me see what we got on this one. These two over here, this one and this one, are the two that seem to be not doing so well. So see what we can do. We're going to have to do some combining, things of that sort before winter. We need to say they've eaten all their food as well. That's a good sign. It's a real good sign. So give them a puff of smoke. See what we got here. So you see there, that's empty. That is empty. Put them right there. A lot of bees there. So you can see there they made a little honey. No doubt sugar syrup. Put this over here. Man, listen, I don't know about where you live, but something everybody's talking about here, we've got a really bad problem this year with the yellow jackets. man, we've got yellow jackets everywhere. And I don't know if it's just where it's been such a, that's a heavy box, hot, dry year. I don't know. But we have a whole lot of yellow jackets, and they are absolutely everywhere. Man, that is a heavy box right there. Gosh, oh, that box is full. Them girls be fine for winter already. So, yeah, they've got a little comb in between. We'll get this Apivar out. Let me throw this back here. The yellow jackets will get it. If you probably can't see the way that camera is angled, but I had a little problem here, right under this colony actually, a few weeks ago, and maybe you can give me some ideas. I had this hive stands two cinder blocks, and I actually had a bunch of yellow jackets get down in here and build a nest. And buddy, I mean, they was everywhere, and didn't know what to do because I didn't want to spray. So I did come up and I took a little bit of gasoline and poured right in the hole, and I covered it with them 2 t-shirts. And I covered them t-shirts, and you know what? That seemed to have worked, because I see one every now and then they're flying around just trying to look for their old place. Okay, right here we go. Little brood right there. And I see a lot of larvae. These girls are fine, so they're okay. That's what we want to see. That's really all I'm doing today, just getting the Apivar off everybody and checking everybody. Oh, if you remember, this is the new queen as well. Oh, and we'll no doubt have to do some combining. I've got some that's stronger than others. This one don't seem to be doing great, so we'll have to keep an eye on her. All right, we'll put the feeder back on, and we'll fill him up here after a while with a stick. Get out there, ladies. All right, so there's that. Now, we're going to just put the lid back on it for now. We'll feed them before we go. All right, so now, let's go up here, check one more. Hang tight. Come get you. We'll work on them other 2 here in a minute. I just want to give them an oxalic acid treatment. Now, if you remember, 26 there, that was a swarm I caught down there at Brown's Branch, and it didn't, I didn't think it had a queen in there, but it had, in fact, a virgin queen, and she emerged, and she did her thing, she made her flight, and she's done well. Now they're not eating real, they ate the first time, but they didn't eat this time. So we'll have to get in there and see what we got. We may hit them a little bit with oxalic acid today as well. See what happens. I'm going to dump this back here behind us. Just hang tight for a minute, guys. It's going to be a mess if I'm not careful. All right, so we'll maybe give them an oxalic acid treatment today as well. See what we got, see what the weight is that are light. So we're going to have to work on them a little bit. We got, looks like a lot of feeding to do. And we will. We'll get everybody treated and fed up and see what we got. Yeah, them's light. That box there is fairly heavy. Okay. So I only had one Apivar strip in this one. Let's go over and see one here in the center of what we got. We'll hit them with oxalic acid maybe today before we go, since they're not eating. Right there, I don't know if you can see that, storing nectar in there. I don't really see a whole lot of anything else going on. We'll wait. We need to come up one Saturday and just give everybody a really, really good, slow evaluation. Kind of grade them a little bit, I guess you could say. But kind of pressed for time today. Do what you got to do. Got a lot honey in here, which I know it's sugar syrup. That's all right. They can still eat it. Yeah. You see right there, just building comb air, storing some nectar. We'll keep the feed up against them. See what we got. Just want everybody treated, fed, and heavy before winter. Like I said, we got plenty of time. So see what happens. Now, I don't like it they're not eating. I don't like that. But we'll see what happens. All right, so we might hit them a little bit with oxalic acid today as well before we leave here. All right, so there's that. There's a roach. I hate them things. They love these wooden hives, man. They do. They love them. Okay. So there's that one. Okay, so let's go and see what we'll do. Let's go and check the fake Apivar real quick. And then we'll come back up to the buck fast there and we'll see what we got. So, see what we got here. So hang on, let me get you set up here, guys. Alright, so let's see what we got here. Now, these girls have been eating well, or they had up until this week. We'll see. They've done pretty good. Mash this down a little bit. Hang on. Yeah, I need to put a little more in there, but we'll make it through this one right here, I believe. Don't want to blow too much hot stuff in there on them. These bees have done really well. I didn't tell you, between this colony here and Old Glory, if you remember now, I started out with 0 bees, right? So they've eaten about all their sugar syrup. Between these girls and Old Glory, I pulled 186 pounds of honey off of them. And to start out with no bees, I think that's pretty doggone good. They've done well. They've really done well. And we'll just see what happens. Now, I'll set this up here. Yeah, they've done well. Double deep configuration. Pull one here on top and see what we got. It's full of honey. I guarantee it's going to be a heavy box right there. Let's see what we got here. Tight. Okay. Oh man, yeah, it's tight. So that's full of, you see that's full of honey. Man, that is a one heavy frame right there. They look like they're all about like that. So they should be fine for winter when you get that Apivar out there. And I've got a little system set up here to, oh man, that's heavy. So I can break that apart. Yeah, man. I like these hives, but they are a little bit aggravating. Man, hard to get apart sometimes. See if we can get that off. Oh my goodness. Yeah, my goodness. I'd be afraid to say how much that weighs. My goodness, that's heavy. Heavy, heavy. These bees are the Italians. I love them. They're calm. They're good bees. Now them buckfast right here, they seem to be a little bit on the moody side. I about knocked that over. On the moody side, that plastic's slick. Gotta be really careful with it. These girls seem to be doing pretty well. Let me just pull one out. See what we got. Looks like plenty of bees and everything though, so them queens, they know what to do. So they're like too. See a little drone brood right there. Storing maybe a little bit of nectar in there. Pour one more. Seems like everything's really shut down pretty good. These are all light down the bottom. Bee bread. Bee bread, that's about all I see. But yeah, we'll just have to see what happens. But I was going to ask you, what can you do when you get a yellow jacket's nest like that? I'm going to pull this over. You get a yellow jacket's nest close to your colonies. What's the best way to handle that situation? Because I tell you, man, there was a lot of them, buddy. There was a lot. And I was scared to death of killing my bees. I didn't want to kill them. So if you got any suggestions, let me know. I want to be careful what I put down there. All right, let's see if we can get that other big white boy. That's a heavy box. See if we can get that back on here. I bet that box weighs 60 pounds or so. Oh my. I guarantee you that weighs a good 60 pounds. Crazy. But we did get our Apivar out. So that's what we wanted to do. I tell you guys, I don't really get in here a lot this time of the year. Just kind of let them do their thing. And I'm just going to set this back on. I'm not going to buckle it down. All right, so we'll go over and put some more fuel in our smoker. We're going to cut it off. We'll come back here in a little bit. I'm going to check this one here. And I'm going to work a little bit on Old Glory and the one beside it. We'll come back on here in just a minute. We'll give you an update. Hang on. Alright, so while we're letting that warm up, let me show you my setup. I think I've showed you before, but I use 2 batteries on this fence. Rotate them out every couple of weeks. So I have that battery hooked up, and I've got a little power inverter, 750 is the size on it, 750 watts, and it does good. I mean, my battery's already here, so ain't no big deal. So that's what I do. I'm gonna go ahead and do about 3 of them here, maybe more than that. I ain't got a rag, but I'm gonna use these old t-shirts. I believe that's all gone. Everything's gone now. So we'll let that get up to speed there, and we'll kind of go from there. I see some pollen coming in. Alright guys, that's about all of it. So we got everything done. I got one more thing to do, and that's go through the long hive, do the same thing to it. And we got all of our Apivar out of the ones that need it. Now this one here and the one beside it, they still got Apivar in it, and it'll be in there for a few more weeks. I don't remember the date. I got it wrote down there, but we're good. So I went ahead and I'd only planned on giving this one here and the one beside it an oxalic acid treatment, but I have one over here that wasn't eating real well either, just eat about half. I went ahead and just everything I got, except for the 2 fake Apimars and the long hive, I went ahead and treated everything. So that's good. Everybody had a good treatment. And what I'll do is I'll come in next week, hopefully Friday or Saturday, and I'll give everybody another good round of oxalic acid. Now these here probably get a couple more, and we'll see what happens. But now, if I can, I need to build me a few supers this week, mediums. If I can get that done and get my foundation put in my frames, I'll go ahead and we will go ahead and bring them up next week. We'll put them on these girls, and we're going to keep the feed to them. The ones that we got the foundation on, we may try to feed them about twice a week. Now I've given everybody here a gallon today, so I guarantee you by Monday most of them will be gone except these 2 here and that one there. I don't know what's going on with them. It could be mites, I don't know, but we'll just keep treating them hard, see what we got. I got this fake Apimar up here, the last one that I purchased. Man, them bees are strong, but they're fiery, but I still have not seen I'm not seeing any signs of a queen. So apparently when they swarmed, she must not have made it back or whatever. But I'll wait till next week, and then next week if I need to get in there and do a good evaluation, and maybe we'll combine them with something. Maybe I'll combine them with this one here. But I need to bring my plate next week where I can treat those fake Apimars. I'll show that to you when I bring it up. So really that's about it. And kind of a time of the year, not a lot going on, but there is a lot going on. You got to make sure you treat them good. Make sure you keep a feed on them. Now, some of them are fairly light, and I don't mean really light, but I mean lighter than what I'd like to see them. So we got to keep the feed up against them, get them built up. We got plenty of time. Like I said, today's the 10th day of August. You got to think that we've still got this one flow coming in here at the end of the month. Will be the knotweed if nothing happens to it. It's usually pretty heavy, and it'll last a couple weeks, and they'll make a lot of honey on that. I don't really care for that honey, so I'll just leave all that on the hives. The queens don't seem to be doing very good, none of them, and everybody I've talked to is the same way. They pretty much slowed down or pretty much shut down, and just see a little bit of brood here and there, and these, you don't see nothing heavy. I guess just enough to keep them going. And I know she's probably trying to pull her numbers down, getting everything ready for winter. It's here, guys. The season's really about over. This is really here is the start. I always say August is the start of your season. So really that's where we're at. We're just starting out. So all right, so I'm gonna go here and jump in and check on my long hive. I'll film it and you'll see that this winter. And I'm gonna go home and check on my apple butter. I hope it ain't burnt the house down. So guys, I'd like to say thank you for being here. Sorry that I've been away. Just the way that it is, you know. And a lot of things going on. This is a busy time of the year. Not real busy in the bee yard. I don't really fool with them a whole lot other than treating and feeding this time of year. So we'll come back up next weekend, give them another oxalic acid treatment and see what we can do. So guys, this is Tim. I'd like to say thank you for being here, and I'd like to say everybody that has subscribed, liked, I appreciate that. I really do. If you don't care, hit that like, hit the subscribe. It helps me out a lot. It gets my stuff out there to more people, and I appreciate it. And guys, I hope that you have a great week. God bless you. God bless your family. God bless your bees. I hope you and your family's well. I hope your bees are doing good, and you may get out there and check them. It's critical right now, guys. It is. And don't have a lot to eat. Make sure you feed them. Make sure you're getting them ready. So get up there and see what's going on with your bees. And until next time.